blessings, it had to be. Mixed blessings, you and me. Mixed blessings, I need you day and night. It's black and white. Mixed blessings, it had to be. Mixed blessings, you and me. Mixed blessings, I need you day and night.
Hello?
Mrs. Lambert?
Speaking.
It's Mrs. Simpson.
Mrs. Who?
Simpson. We met last week. I'm the White Lady.
Yes, your son married my daughter.
That's right, your daughter married my son.
Yes, that's right. We met last week. I'm the Black Lady.
Yes, you are, that's right. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm still black, but I'm fine.
I'm really awfully sorry, but I just can't get used to you. You know.
Don't worry about it, Mrs. Simpson. How is Susan?
Well, isn't she with you?
No. Why should she be with me? I'm only her mother. She's married now. I assume she was with Thomas. With you.
No, they're not with us.
And now you've got me worried.
Houses, flats. Ah, here's one. 2 beds, sit room, kit, buth, WC, price, BF, bloody fortune. Oh, I don't know. Somewhere in this part of London there must be a nice little flat cheap enough for an out-of-work engineering graduate with no visible means of support.
I'm visible, and I'll support you.
Hey, you know, for a woman, you make a very understanding wife.
That's what wives are for.
Oh, no, they're not. They're for something entirely different.
Your aunt is back.
Well, tell her to go away.
We can't. She lives here.
It's safe!
Have you two had a row?
What makes you think that?
Well, it's so unusual to see a space between you. I think if you spent more time looking for a flat and less time rehearsing what you're going to do in it, you might meet with more success.
Well, we are newlyweds. The spark is still there.
I envy you. It took my ex-husband 20 years to find a spark like that. And then it was with somebody else. Oh, I take it you haven't found anywhere?
No, same old story. Either too expensive or miles from anywhere.
Have you told your parents you're here?
No.
Huh? Must be for me.
Hi. We haven't met, but I think I'm one of the family.
I think not. If I'd ever had a child and he'd looked like you, I think I would have remembered.
That's cool. I dig it. You've got to be Aunt Dorothy. I'm Winston, Susan's brother. Well, she married Thomas, your nephew. That makes me...
One of the family. Yes. I do seem to be gathering some strange relatives lately. Do come in, Winston.
Stay cool. Hey! It's the Ludfords!
Hello, Winston.
Mwah! Put it there, Uncle Tom.
How did you find us?
I'm the Black Columbo. You're not at his place, you're not at our place. Well, you gotta be staying somewhere free. Then I remembered what you said about Aunt Dorothy.
Oh? And what did they say about Aunt Dorothy?
They didn't want to stay with either of the parents, and they said, let's split the difference and stay with Aunt Dorothy.
I see. Well, I've been called some things in my time, but never a split difference. Did you bring somebody?
No, I'm just on a scouting mission. I left a tribe back in the jungle.
I hope you don't think me nosy, but are you having any trouble?
No, I'm fine.
Only I saw a young black man come in, and I just wanted to make sure you were all right.
Mrs. Beasley, if a young man of any colour came in here, you can rest assured I'd be all right. It's very kind of you, but he's a friend of the family.
Oh,
Only you can't be too careful with those sort of people, can you?
No, you can't be. And perhaps I won't be. The lady upstairs got a little worried about you, Winston.
Yes, a lot of them do. I think it must be the way I walk.
Your mum and dad know we're here. Are they all right?
No, they don't know you're here, and no, they are not all right.
They're not worried, are they?
Well, of course they must be worried. When your daughter disappears for a week, you can hardly be anything else.
But they must know she's with me.
Well, I think that's one of the things that worries them most.
It's not a cool situation. There's a certain amount of confusion. Now, as far as I can gather, Mum and Dad think that his parents have kidnapped you and sold you into slavery. And his parents think that our Mum and Dad have eaten him. I think you should have told them, sis.
They would have come down on us like a ton of bricks. We wanted to find somewhere to live ourselves.
And?
Nothing. We can't even find somewhere to pitch a tent.
That's not entirely true.
We are not taking the flat downstairs.
There's an empty flat downstairs.
Yes, I've got a perfectly good one-bedroom flat below. The people are moving out tomorrow.
Oy vey. I just walked in and they're moving out already? Is it because I'm black?
Could be because you're you, Winston. I'd say being black was the least of your problems.
Look, you're not letting us have the place cheap. It's unfair to you. I'm sorry, Auntie. It's just, I'm too...
Pig-headed.
Look, Sue, we said we'd do this on our own. No help from anyone.
That was before I found out that we needed help. Let's face it, Tom, we're not going to get anywhere on my money alone. And until you get a job, we'll have to take what we can get. It's all very well for you to say, I didn't marry you to put you in a dump like that. I married you to put you on a pedestal. I know why you married me, and it's not going to pay the rent. We can't keep turning everything down because it doesn't suit your image.
You're nagging me. You promised to love and honour. You never said anything about nagging.
Think yourself lucky I'm a Lambert. If I was one of the Ngombe tribe, you'd be in real trouble.
Oh? What do they do?
Anyone who annoys the queen of the Ngombes ends up hanging by their toes over a crocodile.
You made that up.
Yes, I did. But it's beginning to sound like a good idea.
You can't take the flat downstairs.
Why not?
It's only got one bedroom.
What's that got to do with it?
You gotta have more than one bedroom, man. Hey, I can't be living out of your pocket all the time. You know, I get very embarrassed sleeping in the same room as you. Man, I need a wing of my own.
Winston, you don't seem to have quite grasped the situation. It goes like this. Boy meets girl, boy marries girl. Boy doesn't marry girl and brother-in-law. Forget it, you're not staying with us.
Is it because I'm black?
No, it's because you do.
You've been taking lessons from Auntie.
Apart from the obvious need for privacy, we can't afford to keep you. You're not even working.
Neither is he.
Ah, but I keep him for an entirely different reason.
And at least I'm looking for work.
I look. It's just that there aren't many openings for a 19-year-old black managing director.
I thought of starting at the bottom.
Have you?
No.
I rest my case.
Remember me? I live here.
I'm sorry, it's just that everything is so mixed up. Whatever happened to good old-fashioned romance?
Well, in my case, I divorced it. But I suppose you've considered that alternative.
Is that the best advice you can give?
Well, I don't give advice. I give instructions. I'm very fond of you both, but I'm getting just a little tired of having to knock on every door of my own house before I enter.
I'm sorry, we didn't realize we were in the way.
Look, you obviously can't stay here forever, and if you can't afford a place of your own, you'll have to stay with one or other of your parents until you can.
No, when a man takes a wife, he stands on his own.
Thomas, you are wrong.
You are wrong, Thomas.
Hey, we're being ganged up on.
What's all this we stuff, paleface?
Oh, all right. We'll talk to our mums and dads.
At last, a glimmer of sense. We'll invite them all over tomorrow. Winston, give my regards to your parents, and I'll telephone Annie and Edward.
The messenger of love is about to leave. Look, I'll see you two, and it'll be okay.
Hey, what are you thinking about?
That room back at college. You know, if we hadn't have graduated, we'd still be there. Oh, I miss that place. It all started there.
No, it didn't. It all continued there. It all started in the gardens on the night of the college dance.
Oh, was that you? I couldn't tell in the dark.
Winston.
Hello, Auntie. This is my father and my mother.
Delighted to meet you.
How do you do?
Do come in. Winston.
Stay cool.
Hello, Mum.
Hello, Susan.
Hello, Dad.
Hello, Susan.
Hello, Dad.
Oh, hello, Thomas.
Do sit down.
Well,
Well, what?
I think I was entitled to at least one phone call.
Mum, if I'd called you, you'd have been round here like a shot. We wanted to find somewhere to live, and we wanted to do it on our own. No influence.
If you'd had any sense, you'd have sorted that out before you got married.
Yes, well, Thomas did have a place lined up, but it fell through because of you.
Because of us?
Well, you see, Thomas made all the arrangements. Then the estate agent took one look at me and decided the place wasn't available.
Well, what's that got to do with us?
You see, he said, one's all right, but you know what they're like. They always bring in all their relatives.
That's illegal. He's not allowed to say that.
Oh, I don't think he'll be saying it for a while. My cool, reasonable husband punched him on the mouth.
Oh, I'm not proud of it. I just obeyed a primitive urge. Right on. Sometimes the primitive urge is the only thing.
Oh, that'll be Annie and Edward.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but are you all right?
I'm fine.
Only I saw 3 black people come in this time.
Yes, we're having an orgy. Would you care to join us? It's quite all right, Mrs. Beasley. We're having a family conference. You see? Now it's all evened up. Nothing to worry about, thank you. Come in, Annie, Edward. Hello, Thomas, dear.
Hi, Thomas. All right. Yes, fine. Hello. Miss Ireland. Hello. Stay cool.
Thomas, you should have called us.
Oh, sorry, Mum, but it's okay. We're fine.
I see the rival forces are all arrayed. Would anyone like tea or something stronger?
Tea.
I don't suppose you have a nice civilized drink?
Rum?
Oh, thank you.
Some of us are civilized.
Now, what's the problem, apart from the obvious one?
Yes, what's the problem? Well, my son has a problem. I'm here to help him.
Good. You solve your son's problem and I'll solve my daughter's.
I love the spirit of unity we inspire in this family. Look, the thing is this. Susan and I are looking for somewhere to live.
We want to live on our own, but he says it would cost too much.
Well, of course it would. All the money would go on rent and we'd have nothing left for the little luxuries in life, like food.
Well, of course you can't afford a place of your own. It's not fun roughing it. And in any case...
I think we could manage. I mean, it's no crime being poor.
And Thomas isn't used to that sort of life. Well, I'm sure Susan isn't. I mean, she obviously comes from a very nice house.
Yes, it was a nice house, wasn't it?
Did that surprise you?
Well, until you've actually met a black family, you can't really picture them living anywhere. In our house.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, but the council wouldn't let me build a mud hut.
Thank you, William. The point is, Susan, you shouldn't have just disappeared like that without telling anyone. We're your parents. We're supposed to help.
Yes, and that's what parents are for. It's downright silly trying to do everything on your own.
Dad, you may not have noticed, but Susan and I are a little bigger than we used to be. I've got hair on my chest and she's got boobs. I'm sorry, Mum, but I've definitely got hair on my chest. And you're all right, too.
Well, you can't blame us for worrying about you.
You didn't worry about me all the time I was at college.
We should have done. Look what happened.
Yes, I agree with Mr. Lambert.
Did I say something wrong?
The trouble is, Thomas, you're not working. Now, when you've got some money behind you, then you can do the sort of things that you want to do.
But we have money and we never do anything.
Oh, do be quiet, Annie.
How's it going?
Edward's just told me to keep quiet.
Oh, fairly normal conversation, I gather. Milk and sugar, everyone.
No sugar. Now, what do you think about all this, Dorothy?
I don't think. I'm a sort of acting referee. I might throw out a few yellow or red cards if there's any sign of my home being broken up, but I'm not interfering.
Susan, it's difficult for everyone nowadays, young or old. It may seem unromantic, but that's life. You can't just wave the magic stick and say the magic words and it all works out.
Oh, really? Do you do any of that, Jewish thing?
Jewish?
Well, you know, all that dancing and masks and things.
I think she means Jew.
Yes, that's it. Do you do any of that?
Mrs. Simpson...
Down, William. No, we don't.
The situation is, Mum, Aunt Dorothy has a flat downstairs, but Thomas says we can't afford it.
Well, that makes sense.
Yes, that's reasonable.
Well, that means we've got to live with one of you two. Now, I know you'd each like us to live with you, so, well, you decide.
No, that's not entirely true, Thomas. Thank you. No, your mother and I would be quite happy for you to live with Mr. and Mrs. Lambert.
And we would be quite happy for them to live with you.
Yes. Well, Annie and I have talked it over, and we think it best if they stayed with you.
Best? Now, just a minute. My wife and I have talked it over, and we prefer they stay with you.
Prefer? Well, girls always stay with their parents. It's boys who go away.
Exactly. So this one can go away and stay with you.
Yes, but don't you see... Look, how can I best put this? Now
You
that it's
see, we have explained Susan to the neighbours, and some of them have really been very nice about it, not at all embarrassed.
Yes, well, I think I would have put it rather better, Annie. The point is, she'd be very welcome to stay with us. But obviously she's going to want to have round lots of her friends. Her sort of friends. Do you see?
Oh, that's putting it much better.
And what about your son? What about your son bringing his friends round to us?
But white people aren't embarrassing.
William?
You shut up. You're just making things more difficult.
I'd say they were getting impossible.
It's simply that not everyone understands coloured people like we do.
Black.
Yes, especially if they're black.
Do me a favour. Don't try to understand. We have enough problems with people trying to understand.
And what's wrong with people trying to understand?
Well, there's nothing to understand. I'm black and he isn't. It's as simple as that.
Now, Susan, your father meets a lot of important people in the black community, and some of them are not even as tolerant as he is.
That's right. So either they stay with you or us, and it's better they live with you.
I don't believe
Yeah, have we got measles or something?
No, it's not that we don't want you, it's just very awkward. And William doesn't want to get involved.
Oh, now, look here. There's nothing wrong with Thomas's relatives.
And there's nothing wrong with ours.
Can I say something?
No, you can't. If I had my way, you would go and live with them too.
Oh, dear.
I think I'll go over to no man's land.
Susan, it's not too bad explaining one white man about the house, but you start getting friends and relatives walking in and out, and it looks like I'm trying to pass.
Just as a point of interest, how did you explain me?
Well, Susan's the social worker. I just tell people that you are a disturbed case she brings home.
Well, that's bloody marvellous.
Now, Thomas, don't get disturbed.
Do you agree with all this, Mum?
Oh, for heaven's sake, I didn't mean shut up permanently.
No, you keep saying that I say the wrong thing all the time, so I shan't say anything at all. I've no wish to cause Mr. and Mrs. Lambert any embarrassment. They have quite enough problems being black.
Down, William. Mrs. Simpson, what do you think of this situation?
Well, if nobody minds my saying so, I can quite understand you wanting Susan to come and live with us to learn our ways and that sort of thing.
Annie, don't put your foot in it again. She's not worried about Susan learning the white ways. She's just worried about Thomas getting into the black ways.
Don't put your foot in it, Annie. Let Edward do it.
Am I supposed to sit here while they...
Now, that settles it. Thomas and Susan stay with us.
Us? But we decided
The
that...
chairperson of the board has overruled that decision. If anyone's going to influence my daughter, it's going to be me. They stay with us.
Oh, no, we don't. I mean, I love you all, but you have been pushing it a bit. I've decided we're going to take Aunt Dorothy's flat.
Oh, now, just a minute. You don't decide, I do.
All right, then. Thomas has decided we're going to take Aunt Dorothy's flat.
I have? Oh, yes, that's what we're going to do. We can't afford it, but who wants to eat more than once a week anyway? Right on. Well, let's go see it.
I'm sorry, Winston. It's a condition of the lease. No pets.
Had the keys all the time.
It must be frightening to have an aunt who always knows.
Yes, well, we'll just go and have a look at our new home. Oh, thanks for all your help.
Did we help them?
I think we must have got something right, but I can't think what it was.
Well, what do you think?
I like it. You can do a lot with some furniture in here.
Yeah, we could have a bed in the bedroom, and another bed over there.
And another bed there.
Oh, yeah, and another bed there.
You haven't carried me over the threshold.
Oh, you're right.
That's the front door. This is the bedroom.
Oh, I've got no sense of direction.